and also to reduce the
mortality of kids, children under 5 years old.
Yeah.
Also provide better air quality
Get
and
more
water
people to
quality.
exercise.
This is very true, actually.
Yeah.
And speaking
Lots
about,
of young people hitting the gym these days, you know.
and then speaking of exercising,
Look at
we
your
have
bodyship.
no,
You have been
no,
there, right? You
no,
have been
no,
going to
that's
gyms?
not. I'm not. No, that's not what I'm all about. It's the fact that what we're here for has to do a lot with exercises.
Oh, yeah.
This is about myopia, and we're going to try out things related to nearsightedness. But this also has to do.
It's a huge problem in China.
Right,
It is,
and
right?
then it's because of a lot of times, especially for kids and teenagers, they spend a lot of time on their homework or...
Because China is all about IQ, you know, the system, the education system. We emphasize on intellectual,
Right.
like IQ. So kids read
less,
a lot and
less exercise and more studying, and so
yeah, myopia.
right,
Prevalent problem.
And so
here.
that exercising has to do with myopia, has to do with not being
Getting outdoor.
Exactly, not
Yeah.
not being outside or not seeing, you know,
Yeah.
the sun or whatever it is.
And this
so,
is one of the more, you know, visually appealing booths. And
which
then,
we will be visiting.
Yeah. It's all shiny, so it makes sense that it's about eyesight.
Thank God I have my glasses on.
And I think this is also one of the more popular booths. You know, you see long queues here.
We can also have more cheaper
I wonder what these people,
officer here.
what these people are from and what they're doing here. 你好，你好，你好，我是那个央视英语频道的记者，CGTN 的记者。我们现在在做一个直播，就想请问您是来自哪里，然后是在这儿体验什么？
我是来自河北唐山的，我想体验一下那边那个机器测眼睛的。
So the lady here is obviously you see the long queue, right? And the lady here, I just asked her, and she's here to she wants to experience one of the equipment, one of the small machines to test eyes. 是测眼睛的什么？
眼睛干吧，因为现在接触电子产品特别多，眼睛就有眼干的症状。
Whether her eyes are dry. 您是医院呢，还是就是个体，还是您是 OK 是个人，就是想来体验一下是吧？ So she's only here to experience one of the equipments, and but let's ask around and see what all these people are doing here. OK. 谢谢您。OK. 您好，请问可以简单问您2个问题吗？就是您是从哪儿来？是医院呢，还是什么？就是过来看什么的 ？What are you here for?
我是从企业过来，我看他这儿有。
So he represents a company. 是跟眼科相关的公司吗？
我们也做医疗器械的进口。
也做进口。
对。
Okay, so they also do import. They import medical equipment. 所以这可能是你们想要进口的仪器是吗 ？So this is a potential, you know, a brand they want to cooperate with. 所以您来体验什么？
先来体验看他做眼睛的检测嘛，然后再来看看体验效果。
So experience first. Okay. 谢谢您 Thank you. And this is what really the expo is all about, you know, having the exhibitors, but also having the potential buyers, clients, right?
Right. And so we have one
right.
representatives from the companies to speak to us.
Okay, so we've just
spoken
to your potential client, and so what are you exhibiting here? So this is our exhibitor.
Yeah. Okay, so Essilor is a famous French company, and we are specialized in ophthalmologic lenses and also the ophthalmology instruments. So this time what we showcased is some of the latest technology by using the liquid lens.
Okay.
Which is a very...
What's a liquid lens?
Sounds interesting.
Patent technology, because...
Can we experience that liquid lens?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and also,
what is it, please?
Yeah, it's a refraction equipment which can allow you to improve your, so to say, the precision of your prescription from 25 steps. From the steps.
Can you show us?
0.25 and improve that to 0.01, so it's 25 times.
So is this a replacement for glasses? Is my glasses going to be obsolete at one time?
So first, it's the first time that that the
Getting a bit lost here.
prescription, is coming out, then the lenses will be coming very soon.
Okay.
With high precision.
But does it replace these glasses? Do they replace the liquid lens? Does it replace?
No. The liquid lens is kind of technology to enable this refraction equipment.
Oh.
Not the physical lens.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's inside the instrument,
Right.
not the glasses. So you'll always. Well, I know you wear contact lenses, but I will always.
today.
Oh, not. How many fingers am I holding?
Yeah.
6?
Okay.
And at the same time, we know that China is a
Were you here last year?
Yeah.
So the liquid lens is one of the new things you're exhibiting.
Yes.
Okay, so without much ado, should we just see it?
Right. And I think the most important thing that we showcase this time is that we know that the myopic rate for the Chinese kids or Chinese children is pretty high. It's high up to 53.6%.
Well, that's very
So
precise.
yeah. So it's very precise.
But it's also half of the kids, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So this time we are bringing in China those myopia onset prediction model, which means by this model, you key in certain parameters, then it will tell you what would be the percentage
Can
rate.
we
a
see
kid.
it?
Yeah, please.
Sure.
Here.
Over there? Okay. Let's, Okay.
Okay, you try this one. I tried the VR. You try this one.
I'm not a kid. But this, please look, this,
Try to mimic as your kid. So
okay, let's
boy
suppose
or
I'm a
girl,
kid.
Any age?
I'm a boy.
You're a boy, okay.
8 years
You're a
old.
boy.
Okay.
So can we just see what's happening here?
Sure, can I, yeah, let's just have my cameraman move over here.
Yeah, the model is based on the study that we have been
He's trying to
working with.
navigate through the crowd. You can see
We're so
the
sorry
people
for
here. Yeah, sorry.
This.
Okay, so this is like a questionnaire I get to do.
Correct. So this is the measurement that we have to collect in order to have a prediction on the risk of the myopia onset. So for instance, if you have someone named, for instance, Ying Ying, so she's a young girl, she's age of 8. So here we need to collect also the number of myopic parents because...
Let's say I'm Ying Ying. My parents, no, they're not short-sighted.
Okay, none of them not short-sighted. Do you know roughly what is the power of your eye already? I mean, when you were 8 years old, we need to have quickly an eye examination first to collect this. So let's say you were, normally you're supposed to be hyperopic, so you are 1-1.
I think I was when I was 7 or 8 years old.
Okay, and we also need to know how much time you used to spend doing near work time, like reading or writing or this kind of thing. Do you have an estimation per day?
I was a very diligent student, so.
So you were hard work.
So how many hours that you for near work?
But for 8 years old, I'm still at primary school, right? So
Yeah.
I finish homework at 6 p.m. So I get.
So
You don't
let's
get
say-
much sunshine, did you?
Yeah, and indeed, we need to also to collect the number of hours you were spending outdoor.
Okay.
How much
Exercising.
time? Exercising. Not so much.
No.
1 or 2 hours.
Okay, let's say 1 hour.
Tortured.
I used to play
Tortured
like before
childhood,
dinner.
huh? So
Yeah.
tortured.
Team childhood.
I do.
Okay,
I speak for a lot of kids in China.
You speak for me as well.
so
Getting better.
this is the lifestyle data that we need to have an estimation. So
yeah.
based on this, you only have 5% of becoming myopic because
Within a year.
within a year, correct, because you were hyperopic at the stage. But let's say that you were spending more time doing near work time. Let's say you were spending 9 hours. You will see that it will increase the percentage of becoming myopic. Yes.
But still, like, you know, if these were indeed your information, you're good. 6% is not a high chance for you.
Correct. But let's say if
So
you are
keep up the good work.
you're not having any more your hyperopic buffer, which is say that you are no longer hyperopic, this will increase dramatically the chance
Oh,
of becoming
wow,
myopic.
quite dramatically. Okay, 51%.
What did you change?
I changed the power of the eye because normally when you're a kid, you're supposed to be more hyperopic, so a positive power. But
means 远视储备.
But how did you get this, this calculation?
normally, how did we build the model? So we had a partnership with the Wenzhou University when we run a study, and we follow up for about 4 or 5 years, almost 1,000 kids. to study the myopia onset and the progression.
Yes.
And thanks to this data, we build a machine learning model in order to have these predictions.
Machine learning, we've been hearing a lot of that, right?
And now I understand what machine learning is. It took some time.
But it did based on a very solid study that Essilor partnered with Wenzhou Medical University to study the kids between the age of 7 to 11 that we got this model developed.
How representative is the data that you collected on a national or a nationwide scale?
So I think the more the data that we collect, then it will have more kind of precision or more to be more representative.
So who will be using this? Like, is this going to be applied in clinics or hospitals or where?
Right, it could be applied in the schools and it could be applied in the hospitals and also those clinics. That will be very helpful. First, in order, with that, the government will have more kind of a pre-sight of what's the myopia onset rate that could be. And second is that once you have that, then it will be a kind of alert to parents. So how you help your kids to have more outdoor activity and try to manage their
And who are the clients you're looking for to exhibiting here?
We are looking for the government, actually, those education bureau or education ministry that could help us to promote this kind of a model. But on one hand, it will be good for us to know how many of the kids that will get myopia, and also for the country. I mean, it's also our contribution to the country that in order to have a good mastering of the data. Yeah.
Sounds pretty cool. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. What are you thinking, Nadim?
Here's the binocular vision. Means that you have two eye. Your eye could be tested with your.
Well, I can tell you a lot about what I'm thinking. I think
vision.
at this expo there are a lot of this, new.
We've tried that.
I would say
Thank
equipment
you.
or solutions. I was just telling our
Yes,
audience
thank you
that
so much.
thank you. At this expo there are a lot of new medical solutions that are aimed at preventing diseases or myopia, this kind of thing.
We're actually running out of time, so we were going to move.
All right.
But thank you so much for
Thank you.
your insight.
If you have time, you're welcome to drop by and
you can have a test.
eye test here.
Sure.
Really cool.
I will.
You will like
But
it.
in just one sentence, what is liquid lens? So what is the guy doing here? Just in one sentence.
The guy is doing the refraction check with a high precision, with even higher precision ever.
Okay, so that's something you could check out. Do your homework.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, you were saying.
I was saying a lot of the medical solutions presented here are aimed at preventing diseases, especially, or helping to manage like chronic disease. And that's one of the goals, I was saying, one of the goals of the 2030 Healthy China initiative, and that is to lower premature mortality rate of chronic diseases by 30% compared to 2015. And I was at this other booth that was presenting one of their AI program that keeps track of people with with heart failure, and that's another chronic disease. So they put in their data like on a daily basis, and then it keeps track, and then it alerts them about
If something is not right, it sort of predicts.
So we're seeing
in
a lot
way.
of those here.
I mean, I think that's the beauty of technology when you're putting it in use to a greater,
Exactly.
the benefit of everyone.
Yeah.
And so I think.
And you're really seeing like